I'd like you to all just participate in a quick experiment. So you're obviously looking at the letters of the alphabet, the 26 letters of the alphabet. I'd like you to do something you've probably never done before. I'd like you to think about which 3 letters are your favorite letters. Now what I'd like you to do is raise your hand if at least one of the letters begins your first, middle, or last name. Usually it's sort of 99% of the hands in a room will go up. And that's exactly what just happened here. So you're all drawn to something that reminds you of yourself. And that's true. I mean, the fact that all your hands went up is a good thing. It's a sign of high self-esteem in the room. We're drawn to things that remind us of ourselves, but it has really interesting and important implications for marketing, for consumer behavior, and for human psychology at large. You can engineer certain situations in the world to maximize good outcomes or to maximize consumption or spending, depending on what kind of outcomes you're looking for.
I think it's a passion, that when you come spend time with other folks that are really passionate about what they do, that when you take back that passion, there's always so many little things that you take back. But it's that passion and excitement to just do a better job.
So people hate stockouts, right? You go to the website, Ron, you want to buy that jacket, and it's not there. And what they found is if there's a stockout, your lifetime value goes down in the future. You get kind of hacked off. You go to another retailer, there's a negative decrement to your lifetime value, or decrement to your lifetime value. However, you can do things to combat it. So I could offer them $10. I could give them 10% off his next item. Those things work a little bit, but they still don't mitigate the lifetime value hit. You know what mitigates the lifetime value hit? If you just put a little note that says, "I'm sorry, sir, that was a very popular item," then there's no effect on the lifetime value because it's doing 2 things. It's reaffirming that he has good taste, and because you're telling him it's popular, it's giving him an expectation of it'll be back replenished soon.
We are observing what the customer does before the customer actually buys the product. And so now, using that data, what can we do? So when we have browsing data, can we forecast demand better because we know what the customer is looking at before they make the purchase?
I think this group, honestly, it's unique. It's different than anything I've been to because of the focus on the networking, the executives, and the hands-on. The hands-on this year was incredible. So that's really what I think sets this apart from any of the other events I've been to.
It's very small and very intimate, so not a large group of people, and also just a kind of really nice place to do it. And I think the other thing that's interesting is kind of a mix of academic stuff and also sort of more practical stuff. So it's part of the audience are academics and part of the audience are business people. So I think it's very fruitful exchange, I think, later on.
Think session was great because it demonstrated how different people from various industries think about problems, and we had a variation in terms of the presentations from strategic to more execution oriented, and it was nice to get that information and also experience how other people are thinking about the same business problem.
We don't spend enough time looking high-level strategically at our overall business, and this was an opportunity to do that with some people who are less familiar. And so I think one of the major things is more of a high-level strategic look again at some of the things that we have believed to be true and just fine about our business, that where some of the questions were raised today.
If I was invited back in 2016, definitely would come back. The one caveat there is I'd want to make sure that I brought as many people as possible because it's an activity, it's an event that I want to make sure I share with as many of my colleagues as possible.